Hello, people. Thank you for joining in 2 pennies, 2 cents, the podcast. And I'm your host, or your commentator. I'm Nino. First of all, thank the man for waking me upstairs to complete another day. Had a nice, productive day. Started out a little mere, but it's not how, but I picked it up and ended great. It's not how you start out, but it's how you finish. People, click that like subscription button. I appreciate the subscriptions coming in. They're kind of adding up. And thank you to all my fans, supporters, and listeners. I appreciate you a lot. Y'all really mounting up and adding up. I appreciate you, again, valuing my little old opinions, because this all is opinions, whether I'm right or wrong. I appreciate you checking out my podcast. Appreciate you with the views. I'm getting a few comments now, and so it's all good. Today, I'm going to talk about an interesting thing. It was 2 ladies. Well, there was a situation between 2 ladies and 1 guy. And I'm going to get straight to it. Would I date a best friend, though months ago broke up with a best friend? Again, let me repeat that. Would I date a best friend, though months ago broke up with a best friend? And this is a story with 3 main characters in it that I came to meet. This is Tanya, Tori, and Jason. Again, this is Tanya, Tori, and Jason. Tori and Jason had been dating, but they called it off for some reason, I don't know. And so Tanya was Tori's best friend, and so months after Tori and Jason broke up, all of a sudden Tanya had interest in Jason, and they began a friendship to dating. So we're gonna try to delve off into this and see, is this cool or whatever? Can this be understandable? Is Tanya playing with fire? Is Jason playing with fire? Dating because he just got out of a relationship with Tori, even though it was months, it's been a few months, and considering though that still, Tori and Tanya are good friends. It depends on the circumstances and feelings and the potential impact on the friendship. It can be a complex situation with no easy answer, but open communication and consideration for everyone involved are crucial. Open communication, peeps, is the key. Before even considering dating Tori's man, Tanya should have a nice, frank, honest conversation with Tori about her feelings and her intentions. So Tanya should sit down and talk to Tori and say, okay, so does she really like Jason? Because I think Tori now is still trying to process that her and Jason just broke up, and though they are not a couple no more, it's still probably some feelings, and it only been a month or 2 since they broke up. And I imagine that Tori would figure, okay, Jason might move on and date somebody else, just like Tori figured that she might move on and date somebody else. But she wouldn't think that when Jason is moving on dating somebody else, it would be her friend Tanya. So Tanya needs to sit down, carefully go over and tell Tori what are her intentions. I mean, is she really feeling Jason? Is she really just is she feeling Jason for a relationship? Or is Jason just attracted to her and she looking for a hookup, maybe a one-night stand, which all could come back and bite Tanya in the real side or the real end? Because remember, this is Tori's ex that they only been a couple of months broken up. So even though they're not an item no more, Tori still is trying to process this. And Tanya's already want to fill that void and move in. And we would have to think, what would Jason think about this? But you know, I'm a man, and I know how we are as men. I'm a man, I know how we are as men. Hey, we move right on to the next one. It just in us. I mean, we might have a little hurt, or we might think about it a little bit, but a man is not going to be emotional and going to sit around and think about it and be sentimental like a woman, even in breaking up a relationship. Because remember, too, in the Bible, a man was meant to hunt. And I'm not saying that's what Jason's doing, but since he has broke up with Tori, and Tanya want to holler at him, Jason probably figured, well, I'm a free agent now. I'm a free man. So I can holler at her. I mean, we can at least start a friendship, even though that is her best friend. I don't think, you look in Jason's eyes, he really don't think he's doing nothing wrong. So it all comes back to Tori and Tanya. What if anything gonna be a drawback on it? If anybody gonna have to answer any question, and obviously they should, it's gonna have to be Tanya answering the questions of Tori. Why are you trying to holler at my ex when you know me and him just broke up? But as again, if for some reason Tanya says she like Tori, or she maybe be lonely, or maybe it just be a hookup. Because I know one thing, and I always say it when it comes to relationships, especially with women, they are so competitive and cat fighters toward each other. I mean, it's just that maybe Tanya been looking at Jason the whole time that him and Tori was together, and really envious or something like that, and wanted to get with Jason. I don't know, but something had to happen, because he just broke up with Tori, and all of a sudden now she's ready to pick up the pace and get back and get with Jason. So we don't know, So it could be, like I said, it could be that, or it could be a few more things. Friend's perspective. How would your best friend feel if you started dating your ex? Would they be upset, hurt, or supportive? I would think out of them three, well, it considers. If they really was in a deep relationship and been in a relationship for a long time, which to the point of almost they was married, say they was on the fiancé little stage or whatever, they was on the fiancé time, like, okay, we were fiancé and we have dated a little bit. I think they would be hurt. I think they would be hurt and upset, because believe me, hurt and upset can go together, because they hurt because that's her best friend. Tori is hurt because Tanya is her best friend. So she figured if me and Jason was about to get married, or that was my fiance, and then we broke up, how, if anybody, you gonna try to come pick up the pieces and get with him? But now, if Tori had kind of fell out of love with Jason, and maybe infidelity came in the picture, that's why they broke up. Maybe Jason was a little older than Tori, and maybe Tori was an extrovert, and Jason was an introvert, meaning Tori liked to be outside and Jason liked to be inside. So, and maybe it was a little age difference, so maybe that could have came into play. Then maybe Tori will be supportive of Jason and Tanya getting together, because she has already felt a lot of love of all her emotion and all her feelings for Jason has been went astray. So now she don't really care, but still, I just think with Tanya being Tori's friend, best friend or good friend, she's still gonna have a little animosity with that, because again, I know her and Jason are not an item no more. They're not a couple. But when you friend with somebody, and even let's put it or label it as best friend, I believe Tori looking at it like, okay, I know Jason probably was gonna move on, cause Tori probably was gonna move on, and I know Jason, he's a man, so he probably gonna date again, or he's gonna have another lady. But Tanya, why does it have to be you, my best friend? So I just think still overall in that she would be more upset and hurt, no matter what the situation would be, than supporting. But we don't know. We never know. So I'm only speculating. I'm only giving my opinion. Time and distance. Has the breakup been recent, or has it been a while? Okay. Now, what we gonna consider recent or a while? Because recent can be a couple of months, but a while can be a couple of months. Now, I would doubt that if we're going to go back to recent, we talking about maybe a week or two, not even a month, maybe 3 weeks. I don't think even if Tanya is feeling something for Jason, and this only is my opinion, that she shouldn't try to come at Jason. She shouldn't try to start dating Jason. She shouldn't go to date Jason and call and tell him she likes him for more than a friend. Because right now you got to still consider Tori's feelings in that. It's only been a couple of weeks. Even though they have split up, they have gone their separate ways. Jason is gone this way and Tori is gone this way. Still, I'm knowing a woman. Tori is still trying to process all of this. Even if there was real deep love in that, Tori might even be thinking it's a possibility that, hey, we're going to give a little space. I'm going to give Jason a little space. Maybe we can get back together. I think that falls into how much that Tori really loved Jason and what was the breakup really about. But if we talking about a while, then we talking about maybe a couple of months. Now, if we talking about 6 months, I don't see nothing wrong with Tanya trying to holler at Jason, because it's open. Because by that time, I believe Tori probably just started dating or got her a new man that she interested in. But if we talking about, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, even maybe 2 months, I think that's borderline where Tanya might need to let it wait a little bit longer or whatever, Because remember, Tori is going to look at Tanya as you was my best friend more than you need a man. Tori is going to look at Tanya like you should be in my corner. And she's going to feel betrayed, even though Tanya probably was always liking Jason, even when him and Tori was dating. But to react so fast and try to date Tori that quick, try to date Jason that quick, I think, that'd be a little bit fast. 6 months is fine. But 2 or 3 weeks, maybe to a couple of months, and they're best friends, I think Tanya should hold off on that. I don't think that'll be a good look. But hey, this is my opinion, to each his own. Everybody do what they want to do. If it's recent and your best friend may still be processing the end of the relationship and dating their ex might be too soon. Yeah, that's what I said. Women already, again, catfight against each other. So I would think 6 months would be okay. Really, Tanya is playing with heat, trying to really date this man, knowing that Tori had a past with him. And I know peeps, y'all gonna say, some of y'all gonna say I'm probably right. Then some of y'all gonna say, well, they're grown people, and Tori has broke up with Jason, so it's not like Tanya was going behind her back when Tori and Jason was in a relationship and trying to holler at Jason. But still, they are friends. You know how women are. Women, you know how you are. You got a best friend that you look at as your sister. Again, and you just got out of a relationship with a man that you have been with for a minute now. You don't expect your sister or your best friend to be the first one when he started back dating to have on his elbow, or you don't expect your best friend, like Tori, no way gonna expect Tanya to be the one to pick up the pieces with Jason. Now, again, we don't know what the breakup was. Now, if it's infidelity, then hey, sometimes women don't care and they'll just go on about their business. If it's infidelity, a lot of times the woman, I think, will strike back, especially if the man, if Jason was cheating and he was the one with the infidelity, he was the one was practicing the infidelity, and he the one was sleeping with somebody behind Tori's back, then Tori will just probably go out for revenge and try to date some other man and sleep with him, because a lot of times women are revengeful. Even though she really don't want nobody else, but her heart is hurt now, so she figured, man, this man cheated on me, so even though we break up, I'm going to go out and cheat on him. But I'm going to tell you, ladies, I'm a man, and I know how us men think. Hey, man, we don't care, because all we see it is we might be a little hot on the collar for a few minutes, but remember, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of my listeners going to get mad for saying this, but if they stopped dating and they broke up, and if Jason was, if he was cheating or they broke up because of infidelity, Jason ain't gonna do nothing but go on and start trying to date or holler at another woman, because he's a man. Men, by nature, are not emotional and hold on like women do. And women, you know that. So, hey, it all goes or boils down to not only they broke up, or what they broke up for. 3, your own fitness. Are you genuinely interested in dating this person? Or are you just looking for a rebound? Be honest with yourself about your motivation. Okay, that's true too. Now, if Tanya is dating Jason, maybe Jason just took interest in Tanya because he's looking for a rebound, since he knows that him and her best friend Tori was dating for so long. And again, Tanya could have her eye on Jason, been checking him out for a while, because he knows how Jason used to treat Tori, take her out, treat her great, got great manners, buy her things, treat her like the queen she was. And I also know this, whereas best friends or anything, if a woman is sit there watching another woman getting a great treatment by a man, and if she see that, she already attracted to that, especially, and I don't know really Tanya's situation. Obviously, Tanya mustn't have no man, or she could have a man, but how Jason was treating Tori, she was sucking that up like bounty. She was loving that, because either if she had a man, Tanya man wasn't treating her like Tori, like Jason was treating Tori, or Tanya didn't have no man. Because, from what I get the indication, Jason, would buy Tanya, would buy Tori groceries, would pay her bills, very open her door, great mannerisms, chivalry. When they go in a restaurant, he would open the door and let her go in before. So the breakup was kind of misleading, because from what I'm hearing, they don't know what the breakup was. That's why I said, was it infidelity? Did the fire fizz out between Tori and Jason? Because already, if a woman, and if Jason, I never seen the guy, but they say if Jason was an attractive type dude, plus he treated Tori well, had mannerisms, chivalry, and he was, treating her like a queen, buying her things, taking care of financially and the other ways, then what was the big hassle? Why did the big breakup come? Now, again, unless they was having trouble in the bedroom. I don't know that. It was never brought to me. But I know one thing, when you're dealing with a woman, now, if you ain't bringing or applying that pressure in that bedroom too, no matter how good you treat, no matter how much chivalry you are showing, you can open all the doors for her. You can speak well. You can compliment her to the fullest. But you can spend money on her. But if you're not applying that pressure in the bedroom, that's one of the biggest keys in a relationship. But I don't know, because, all it was said to me is they broke up. So, I'm just going on what I know. Respect boundaries. If your best friend is not comfortable with you dating her ex, respect their boundaries and wishes. Well, that's true too. That's true too. But I believe for how long? Because, listen, if Tori doesn't want Tanya to date Jason, but Tori no way is going to get back with Jason, why does this man have to just walk around miserable? If Tori says, okay, say if they done broke up, say if it been 6 months plus. I know again, peeps, y'all gonna probably jump down my throat about this, but I don't see no problem with it, because obviously Tori is not trying to get back with Jason. Tori probably on the cool and made a move and got an eye on somebody else. But also, Tori shouldn't knock down because this is her best friend. Because to me, a lot of this saying is respect their boundaries. But if it's been a while and you don't want your best friend to holler at your ex, but you don't want him, so it seems like, you remember that old saying? You don't want him, but you don't want nobody else to want him. And that's what it seems. Because if the time has went on, and the time, it's been a minute, and no way, Tori is making a move or even gesturing that she wants to get back with Jason. And just because Tanya's her best friend, say a year or whatever, why should it make a difference if Tanya be the one that start talking to Jason? You don't want him no more, Tori. So why should it even matter to you? Why should it even matter? You didn't close the book. You didn't turn the chapter on you and Jason. So why does it even matter? Why does it even matter at all? Now, if we talking about a few weeks again, and I'm gonna go back to that, and Tanya is making that move on Jason, well, yeah, then you have to respect Tori's. You have to respect her boundaries then, because that is too fast. But I'm talking about if it's been a long time, if it's been days have went, months have went, 6 months, 8 months, a year, Tori doesn't have no saying on that. Tori shouldn't be mad at Tanya for dating. Because I'm going to give it a buck. Tanya seen how good Jason was to Tori. She wants some of that treatment. You can't be mad at that. She wants some of that treatment. So, I mean, if it's too fast, yeah, respect her boundaries. But if it's been a long time, if it's been a year, if time has went, no. Tori shouldn't have nothing to say on that. Tori don't want him no more. So why should you worry about Tanya having? I believe Tori Don't break up a good friendship with your best friend because your ex and her is dating after a year that you and him broke up. Because in everybody's eyes, they gonna believe not only he moved on, but you moved on. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what I believe. Potential for damage. Dating your best friend ex could damage your friendship, even if it ends up not dating. Then be prepared for the possibility of a strained or even broken relationship. Well, yeah, that's true too. That's true too. But come on. I mean, I understand that, and that could be facts. But peeps, they are broken up. She doesn't want Jason no more. She said it. The writing is on the wall. This because Tanya is dating him. And I know she probably, Tori has been confined into Tanya a lot of things about Jason. And I know she feels like, well, all the little secrets I done told about him. See, I believe this is what happened on that part about that. This will constrain the relationship because Tori has told her little secrets on how she got Jason, gets Jason to do what she wants, gets Jason in his certain ways, get Jason wrapped around her finger. And so now she expressed that to Tanya. And so what the strain of the relationship gonna be about, Tanya has sucked all that up, gained all that knowledge, and not saying that she gonna use it if her and Jason do get together, because Tanya might have her own way of doing things. Tanya might be a confident woman and say, well, now I don't need Tori's game plan when she was with Jason. If Tanya and Jason get together, I got a little game plan myself that I think I can get Jason to do what I want. But I'm just saying, Tori has told and expressed all that data and gave that feedback to how she got Jason how she wanted. So the strain on the relationship is just like Tori is figuring, Tori is figuring this. Tanya's gonna use all the ammo that she told, that Tori told Tanya, and now Tori feels threatened. But again, if it's been a minute or so, and not saying that Tanya gonna use that, if it's been over a year or whatever, why does it matter? Because through all of this, people, which y'all failing to realize, and I know y'all, a lot of people always said it's not going to be cool. They're broken up. They're broken up. Tanya didn't go behind Tori's back and start hiding at Jason and stabbed her in the back or betrayed her. Tori and Jason are done. Finito. No more. What Roberto Duran said back in the day, I'm just using, I always use great sports saying and boxing phrase. What did Roberto Duran tell Sugar Ray Leonard the first time they fought? No, the second time they fought, when Sugar Ray had that second fight after Duran beating that first time, and Sugar Ray was putting that beating on him, just palming him and just putting that beat on. No mas, no mas. Tori and Jason are no more. Tanya did not go behind her back and cheat. And I know that's her best friend, and that's going to hurt, because women are like that. But maybe men will be like that too. But I just think a man be so much like, hey man, if I ain't married her, I know that's my home girl, or that was my home girl, or that was my girl, and we was dating. And I know us as men are very territorial, but I think a man after a while definitely was like, man, well, I'm just going to roll on. Because a woman going to do what she want to do anyway. But back to this, Tanya did not go behind her back and start dating Jason. They had cut it off. It was a done deal. I know that's her best friend. I know that's a good friend. And I know it'll put a strain on a relationship because women, again, Tori gonna be seeing that huffing and puffing because that was mine one time, talking about Jason. But Tori, if you done moved on and got you a new dude, why should you even worry about it? If you done moved on, caught the dude that you like now, caught you in your eyes even a better man than Jason was, and again, we don't know why you and Jason broke up. Could have been infidelity. Could have been he wasn't stepping up to the plate when he got to the bedroom. Could have been, you look at him as lame. Y'all see different things. You want to stay outside. He want to stay inside. You was a extrovert. He's an introvert. Whatever. But the main thing is y'all have broken up. Don't let you, Tori, don't let you and Tanya, great friendship, sisterhood, disintegrate because now it's been a year or so and she's dating, your ex. Because remember, he is your ex. And I heard it, Tori was the one that wanted to break it off. Jason didn't want to break it off. So what do you expect that man to be? You expect that man just not to move on from you? But then I'm certain that you didn't move on from him or you got intentions to move on from him. So, hey man, nobody stabbed nobody in the back. So I don't see no big thing about it. You might be a little hurt. You might even have a few confrontations with you, meaning Tori and Tanya, not even confrontations, just disagreements and talking out. But get over it, man, because they did not stab you in the back. This ain't no Country Wayne, and this ain't no Shayla, and this ain't no Amber. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Ultimately, it's your decision. Again, it is. And then this is the alternative. Are there other people you could date who are not connected to your best friend? Of course. Right. That's true. It is. It is, but it's each one's decision. It's each one's decision. Y'all might have a thick committee, meaning Tori and Tanya, but they just best friends. But okay, so say this. What if y'all had a little group? So, Tori, you mad at Tanya because she your best friend and say her and Jason start dating? Or some other females in your circle you wouldn't even want Jason to date? Is it just that this is your best friend you consider, meaning Tanya, and you don't want her to date? Or you don't want Jason to date none of the women in your circle because y'all communicate on a constant vibe or y'all communicate consistently, and so you figure that maybe trust or loyalty is broken? But, I guess it would be better if other people could date who are not connected to your best friend. But man, y'all are all grown. My whole deal again, if it wasn't no cheating, no backstabbing, amongst the sisterhood, amongst being in her circle. Now, if Jason goes out and he had infidelity again, or he cheated with somebody, and that's why Tori broke it out, but it was a Tanya or none of her close group around her, or she consider her group, she can't control it. And I'm not saying it is, she cannot control it. But again, y'all are all grown. Tori, if you don't want the man no more, and you done moved on, what if, and it all was mutual, it's common, y'all all, you and Jason, y'all broke up, and it was cool, there was no bickering, it wasn't nasty or nothing like that. Let that man date whoever he wants to, or let whoever want to date him, date. Whether it's your friend, it was your best friend or your sister, whatever. Because again, it wasn't nobody that when the breakup came that stabbed somebody in the back or whoever for the reason that you broke up with him. It wasn't one of your close friends or somebody in your sisterhood. So they're all grown. Let that man do what he want to do, especially because you done moved on and gone about your business anyway. I'm talking about Tory. Weigh the pros and cons of dating your ex-best friend is a personal one. The personal benefits and drawbacks carefully before making a decision. You can't win or you can't lose with it. You damned if you do and you damned if you don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Long as it wasn't nothing where it's going to be a big bridge or long as it was nothing that no cheating again. It's just that we don't know. Whatever Tory broke up with whatever Tory broke up with her man with, hey, that is what it is. That is what it is. So, whatever they broke up with, if Tanya wants to date him, or any of Tory's friends wants to date him, or whoever dates him, you broke up with him now. You done moved on. He done moved on. Don't worry about it. Because, like I say, you're going to get persecuted whether you dating. You're going to get persecuted whether you don't date. That's just what it is. So, at this point, y'all dated. Y'all had a nice relationship. Something came in the mix. Something happened. I don't know. They never tell me about it. They just said would my ex, if I broke up with my ex, would I be comfortable with my best friend dating my ex after a month or two of breaking up? And I know I'm going to get a lot of get back on this after this podcast because they're going to say I'm probably wrong or whatever, but they're all grown. Nothing was done dastardly or nothing was done, how can I say this, shrewdly or nothing was done where them two caused each other strain on their relationship. I'm talking about Tanya and Tory. Nothing was done to her because when she broke up with her man, Tanya didn't have nothing to do with it. Tanya was just a sister-like friend that Tory used to come confide in. So if Tory took a like, if Tanya took a liking to her Tory man after they broke up, well, so be it. So be it. And this guy goes, so be it. Because obviously, it's been a year or something now. Tory went on about her business. Tory, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You broke up with this man. You done gone about your business. So what you want him to do? Just be sitting there twiddling his thumbs? You want him to just end his life? Or you want him to just stop his motion or what he doing because you broke up with him? Nah, I don't think so. So, in me ending this and summing this up, and I know I'm going to probably get a lot of no's before I get a lot of thumbs up. Only reason I said I think it would be a big problem if Tory and her man broke up and Tanya came after Tory man like a week or two after they just broke up. Maybe a couple of months after they broke up. But we talking about 6 months to a year, in some way, Tory's ex and Tanya start conversating and they notice a liking into each other. I don't see nothing wrong with it because it wasn't no treachery. It wasn't no deceiving. It wasn't no, it wasn't nothing devious done by Tanya to Tori with Tori's ex. So why should it make a difference? Damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. This is your man Nino. 2 cents, 2 pennies. Thank you.